Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. This video is the first in my series called Say Yes to Making the Dress. So, my sister reached out to me the other day and totally surprised me and asked me to make her wedding dress for her. That is a huge deal. So yes, I know you see me making tutorials on my channel and you probably think, all right, she can make whatever. Still learning, still growing, definitely have not made a wedding dress before. So this is a huge honor and a huge challenge. And I said yes. I said yes to making the dress. So this video will be very different, and all the videos in this series will be very different because they will not be tutorials, they will be update videos letting you know how things are going. So I started by thinking that I was going to be able to jump in and be able to make tutorials as I go, figure it out as I go, and just talk about what I'm doing and the process. As it turns out, it is stressful enough to figure out what's happening and what I'm doing, and being able to teach what I'm doing while I'm doing it is probably not a doable thing. Here's how the process started. I met with my sister on Zoom. She's in Miami, I'm in New Jersey, and so this is how we meet. And after a lot of back and forth, a lot of no, do it this way, no, take out this, add this, this is what we came up with as the design.
The top left image is a sketch of the front of the dress. As you can see, the plan for the dress is to have a pencil silhouette until it gets to a little bit below the knee, then the train will flare out at that point. I tried and failed to sketch a proper cull neck, so look with me to the image on the right of the front of the dress. My sister and I looked at a few necklines, and the cull neck in this shirt is what she'd like me to create for her. The dress will have a belt. Not sure if I'm going to make the belt or if we'll buy it. We did start to look at some belts at David Bridal's, but we didn't like anything that we saw. If we keep going to the right, we can see an image showcasing a part of the design of the back. I'm really excited about the crisscross straps here. I think I managed to convince my sister that we should experiment with using rhinestones to create those straps in the back. We'll see. Since this dress is not made with a particularly stretchy fabric, I'll have to add an invisible zipper. Full disclosure, I've never installed an invisible zipper before, so I'm a bit nervous about that part of the dress. I'm definitely going to make a few pieces with invisible zippers before I start that section of the dress, just to make sure I know what I'm doing. I'll make sure to feature that on my channel so you can see how it goes. At the bottom left of the page, you can see the design of the dress looking straight at the back. My sister saw those panels on the skirt on another dress and loved them. For some reason, probably not a great reason, the panels remind me of Peter Pan, so I nicknamed them the Peter Pan panels. Pretty nervous about the Peter Pan panels on the skirt, but like everything else with this dress, I'm ignoring my nerves and pressing forward. The Peter Pan panels sketched in green were an afterthought. I wanted to give her the chance to have that nice open back while still giving her a bit of coverage. Finally, the image at the bottom right that looks like a sunny side up egg is the aerial view of the train. I plan to make it like a circle skirt, but in the back, instead of completing the circle, I plan to extend the circle into an oval so that she can get a nice rounded train.
I decided that instead of making the first version of the dress for her, that I would go ahead and make a test version of the dress for myself with a super cheap satin fabric. $4 off Amazon, I will link it below. And so this is what the test dress looks like. So this is my fake version of this wedding dress that I made for myself off of $4 a yard fabric.
There are a couple really valuable lessons learned from making this test dress, so I'm glad I didn't just jump right into the real thing. Okay, so at the front, I'm not entirely disappointed with what's going on here, but notice that the dress isn't quite fitted at the sides. To fix this problem, I'm going to have to try to convince my sister that we need a third pair of straps in the back. So 6 straps in all. That's a lot of rhinestones, so I hope she's okay with it. Another problem, this thing was really challenging to get on. Not just a little challenging, I mean really challenging. We won't talk about the panic that happened when I realized how challenging it would be to remove it. I have to take some time to figure out how to fix that problem. Maybe the rhinestones will have to be on a stretchy base, or maybe I'll have to create the dress in a way that requires the straps to snap on. Not a fan of either of those ideas, so I'm going to have to put some real thought into what I have to do to make this dress easier to go on and off. For the bottom half of the test dress, here's my first attempt at installing an invisible zipper. Needless to say, it did not go that well. Oh, the puckering. That said, I was really happy with the pencil silhouette transitioning to the train. With the Peter Pan panels in the skirt though, I don't know how I'll be able to add darts if I need to improve the fit of the dress. I'm going to ask my sister how attached she is to the idea of those panels, since I think they might end up causing more stress than they're worth.
Alright, so now that the design is done, now that the test dress is done, now that the fabric is ordered and sitting behind my couch waiting to be used, I will procrastinate no more. I have said yes to making the dress and it is time to begin. So if you want to see my progress in the next few weeks as I make my sister's wedding dress and ultimately her wonderful, hopefully wonderful wedding pictures in her wonderful wedding dress, subscribe and you will be able to follow our story.